There are over 5,000 unique indigenous peoples around the world, with a population of up to 370 million people in 70 countries. Most of these indigenous peoples have a strong and long-standing connection to their lands, resources, and particularly to their territories. Land, however, means different things to different people. Government officials may see land in terms of national development, and many corporations consider land as an asset to increase their profits.
Perusahaan-perusahaan ini memang ingin mendapatkan tanah yang luas. Untuk apa?
Companies want lots of land to get raw materials to make new products for the global market.
Barang-barang baru kepentingan pasar global.
Cuando nos dan un concepto desde afuera la tierra es un...
Outsiders see land as something to be used or something to be exploited. For us, however, territory is fundamental to our cosmovision. It is our way of being. We ourselves are manifestations of our territory. Everything is born from territory, and when we break this umbilical cord with this territory, that is when we lose our identity, when we lose our roots.
Nos vemos sin identidad, es cuando nos vemos sin una raíz.
Today's reality is that the territories of many indigenous peoples across the globe are under threat. This video will describe what these threats are, why they are happening, and what impact they are having on communities around the world. Understanding what land grabs are is a vital step in being able to defend your territories. To begin with, it is important to look at the colonial origin of land grabs and how they relate to what is happening today. From the 15th century, explorers and merchants set sail from Europe in search of riches and land. When they first reached Africa, Asia, and the Americas, they were met by indigenous peoples, the inhabitants of these lands. Sometimes, these first contacts offered trading opportunities, but in many cases, the Europeans grabbed indigenous territories, often using violence. They declared the lands empty and took the resources for themselves to build their empires. This carried on for several hundred years. At independence, when the new states were set up, many indigenous peoples thought their lands would be returned. But instead, too often the new states kept control of these lands. Today, many governments continue to hand out indigenous territories to investors who take the resources to build their empires.
What is the difference between the colonizers and the companies that come now? The company comes, takes, and leaves. They develop their own places, the places of their ancestors, wherever that is. And we just watch and become beggars on our own land.
A company comes to buy land at the expense of kicking all the relatives, all the inhabitants out of their natural habitat. This is colonizing, recolonizing an independent country.
The population of the world is increasing. More and more food, fuel, and other products are being consumed, especially by those who have more money. If nothing changes, the global use of raw materials is expected to triple by 2050.
Perusahaan-perusahaan, badan-badan pemerintah.
Companies and government institutions enter indigenous territories for plantations, forestry, mining, and national parks for nature conservation.
Dan taman-taman nasional untuk konservasi sumber daya alam.
It's being traded now. I mean, land, waters, forests. So there's an economic value being assigned to all these natural resources.
What grows on top of the land, what is buried under the soil, and the land itself are all sources of profits for the companies involved.
Our territories have many natural resources, and so the multinational companies come for them.
Mining, deforestation, and large-scale plantations often cause social, economic, and environmental problems, especially for the communities where they are happening. Grains, meat, sugar, palm oil, paper pulp, coal, aluminium, copper, gold, and oil are just some of the commodities from the land that are shipped around the world. The amount of land that is being bought and leased to supply this global trade is growing rapidly. Sometimes, these large-scale land transactions take place with community consent and benefit local communities. But too often, however, communities are forcefully evicted, threatened, and intimidated. The standards of how companies should operate, such as in protecting the environment and people, are weak, and the deals are often not transparent, with activities, employment, and benefits sharing unclear. When large-scale land deals happen in these ways, many people call them land grabs.
We used farm here, and we looked for rattan, raisin, deer, boar, and turtle. That was before, not now. Now everything is destroyed, and so is our income. The company came in without any permission from the local community, from those who own the land, the forest, gardens. Everything was destroyed with no permission, no consent, no compensation.
It only happened because we were tricked. We were fooled by the sweet language from the companies. And so we gave away our forests. Now we know, and the problems are here. And it seems that we are lost.
This forest has been sold without the knowledge of we, the custodians of the land. They never even called us. We are not happy. We don't want them to enter this land. How can they seize our land without even our knowledge?
They evicted us. They threw us out, chased us, treated us badly. They came for our elders with machine guns.
And now they are chasing us out again. But we won't leave this place ever again. Where can we go if we leave our lands?
Security forces evicted our people. They burned down our houses and destroyed our property. Our livelihood are disturbed and there is more poverty. In one village, they came firing guns. Everyone ran away and one child was lost forever. The conflict is one between profit and life.
Esta es la calidad de agua nos ha expuesto a todos los amazónicos a consumir.
This is the quality of water we have been exposed to here. These companies have us bathing in these waters just so they make more money without caring about the people who live here.
Hemos visto lo que es tremenda contaminación. Perdimos nuestros cultivos.
We have seen terrible contamination. We lost the crops that were by the side of the river. We also lost medicinal plants that we couldn't get back. And for lack of any information, we drank these waters. Even though the oil refinery wasn't in our area, we were directly impacted by the contaminated water in the rivers. There is no respect for us from the companies or from the state.
No hay respeto por parte de las empresas petroleras ni tampoco del Estado.
In the last 10 years, the plantation industry has displaced 1 million Paraguayans from the countryside to the cities.
The villagers come to live in the city, in the streets, and they suffer a lot. When it rains, they have nowhere to go. They don't have enough food. The children get sick. Girls are forced into prostitution. The youth start drinking alcohol. It's a complete waste.
It is not only we as peoples who are in danger of extinction, but our territories are also in danger of extinction. Every day we see the growth of capitalism, and that means land being lost, people displaced, and above all, the violation of the territories of Mother Earth. They have the resources, they have the infrastructures, they have the police and the armed forces. We can say they have the material strength. But what we have is our physical strength, our ideological strength, and our cultural strength. Our organizing has always been around the defense of territory. And where does this come from? From a very deep and spiritual place, from Mother Earth.
This video has described what land grabs are, how they are a continuation of colonial land grabs, why they are happening all over the world, and how these land grabs are threatening indigenous cultures and territories. If companies are planning projects on your territory, please watch the video Company Tactics, which describes a variety of tactics used by companies to convince community members to accept and support their projects. But first, take some time to discuss what threats you face as a community.